Hey friends, I want to talk about some different ways you can improve the productivity of your business by using technology. And I know AI is the big deal out there. It's the big thing. Oh, how can AI help me in my business and take over for my employees and stuff? AI is not substantially changing employee status. Honestly, if you actually look at the real data, and The Economist magazine did some studies on this and looked at it as well, it didn't dramatically change the number of employees in a business just because they adopted AI. Because somebody's got to watch that AI. So instead of hiring that marketer, you hired them to watch the AI as the AI is doing the marketing, but you still need someone to keep an eye on it, as well as do other things in the business. So I'm talking about things that are outside of AI. What are other software? What are other tools that you can be using to help you in building a better business? So this is coming from a list from Entrepreneur Magazine. This is an article that was published a while ago, actually in 2023. So it's a little bit of an older list, but there's a lot of great advice and tips on here for you. One of the things that they talk about in here is a service called Trello. Trello is probably one of the simplest task management systems you will ever find. It is a great way for collaboration for your business, to talk with other people, to discuss things, to keep up with projects and project management. It's built on a Kanban system, if you're familiar with that way of organization and management. And it works well, and it is very cheap. In fact, they have a free version, if I remember right, that you can use of Trello, and for small teams, it works really well. So if you're looking for organizational stuff, Trello is a great tool to use. If you want something that is stronger, Asana is another one. I've used this one before myself. It does work. It's great for really in-depth project management. It does help quite a bit. It's a very popular tool to use. So if you have really deep project management where like a project is going to have, 10 to 15 different tasks inside of it, multiple teams dealing with those tasks and stuff. If you're not a fan of the Kanban method, then use Asana. There's a lot of flexibility and opportunities to use that kind of a tool to help you to improving your productivity of managing who's doing what and how are we making sure that things are working in our business and getting done. If you need a way to communicate with your team, Slack is still one of the best ways to do it. It is a great tool. They still, if I remember, have a free version as well that you can use for small teams. It's just a great way to communicate. You can set up different channels, you can set up different methods of communication so that you can easily keep in touch with all of your team in one place. There's a lot of competitors to Slack that are out there now. Some people even use like Discord and other ones. Those are great tools to look at, to have a way to pull the conversation together, especially if your team is distributed. Like you have a lot of people that are out doing stuff, like they're in vans or vehicles driving around, seeing customers. You have multiple locations for your business, or you do a lot of work from home. Slack is a great way to keep everybody on the same page and working things out. Another tool they have on here is Google Workspace. Now, if you do Google Workspace, you kind of don't need some of these other tools because Google has a lot implemented into their systems. If you're looking for email services, Google Workspace is a good one to use. Now, they also have a Zoom competitor, Google Meet, and other things that are all built in, plus all the Google Office tools as well. So Google Workspace can be a very good tool to use for everything. But if you just want a really reliable email server, just use it to get your email for your company powered by Gmail. And it's a great way to help you build that efficiency. Buffer is another great tool. Now, Buffer is a scheduling tool for social media. It is simple to use, really easy. If you want to use something to help you keep an eye on what you're doing on social media, Buffer is a very popular one to use to help you in managing that. If you have bigger systems, you have lots of people trying to input things in and do stuff, something like Social Champ is another good one that you can use as well to help you in keep an eye on all of your social sites and all the content to keep things planned and organized for your online marketing. Hootsuite's another one that you can use as well to do that. It's kind of Hootsuite was one of the original ones that did this, and there's lots of other competitors in that space to this day. If you need to do things for like what you're thinking like, man, how do I build better graphics? How do I put better images together, thumbnails for my YouTube videos, or have better posts and things, build my own memes? Canva. By far one of the best tools out there on the market today to do that. They also have AI built into it, so you can do generative AI videos and images in Canva. It's not the best in there. There's some of the other generative AI tools that are better, but it does a pretty decent job and can be really good to help you to make it more efficient in building good content at a faster rate. Flowdesk is one that's really nice if you want to, again, it's about your project management, managing like service tickets. If people come in, they have a ticket, and then you've got to go through them. Flowdesk can help you in managing those. I have not used Flowdesk myself because we have a whole different system we use in managing tickets that's different. But if you're in a business where like you need to deal with customer service a lot more, or there's like tickets or items to work with, Flowdesk can be a really helpful tool to help you with that. They do talk about HubSpot. HubSpot is an all-in-one CRM. A competitor to HubSpot would be Go High Level. These are the all-in-one CRMs that kind of do everything. They're decent, but sometimes have their weaknesses. So you just want to be careful. While they're good, they're so complex that they can also have a long adoption time to get into them, as well as be expensive to get into them. And can sometimes they work good, but they're not really, really good at them. So you want to be careful as which ones you get into. But it is worth having a CRM to help you manage your marketing and manage your customer service and everything else. Google Analytics. If you are not using Google Analytics on your website, you are missing a vital component of your website and your online marketing. It's a free tool from Google. It will help you keep an eye on what's going on your website. Be using Google Analytics. You absolutely need to be employing that and putting that to use. It's so important that you have Google Analytics on your website, and it's easy to set up and it's free. And if you need help with scheduling, Calendly is probably one of the better services out there. I like using Calendly because you can send links to people. They can book themselves on your own calendar for you, so you don't have to do the booking and scheduling yourself. You can literally host your Calendly link in a website. People can go to your website and they can literally schedule themselves in for an appointment. So if you're a service-based company like a hair salon or massage therapist or chiropractor or a doctor's office or dentist or things like that, Calendly is a really easy way to allow people to just go book themselves on, and it can be automated. And with AI, it's so simple to integrate those together to facilitate people that are calling you. You can get them scheduled. You don't need to worry about them. And you can keep focusing on what you're doing. It's a great tool to use. A password manager is something that is vital in today's world to help you out. LastPass is one that was mentioned in this article. 1Password is another one that you can be using as a third-party tool to help you in managing passwords. Having unique passwords for everything is you just have to do it. If you use the same password for everything, it's most likely already hacked and done. Most passwords have a shelf life of about 2 years. So if you've used the same password for more than 2 years, there's a very high likely chance, especially if you use it on multiple websites, that password is leaked onto the dark web already, and hackers know it. And they're just trying to use an AI to figure out which services that password works for of yours, and they'll get into stuff. So change your passwords often, have separate passwords for everything, which does add a whole level of complexity to passwords, which is why a password manager is worth it. Now, Google has their own password manager that's built into their operating systems for Android and is well worth using to help you out. Apple does the same. They have their Passwords app. Use these tools to help you. You don't need to remember every password, just the one to get into that service, and then that service can help you. So I've personally used 1Password for many, many years. It is a very great tool to use, and I absolutely recommend using a password manager to help you. It is 100% worth it to save you a lot of hassle and problems in your life. Another tool I love to use, and I've been using it for a very long time, is called Zapier, or Zapier, depending on how you want to pronounce it. On the internet, there is a thing called a webhook. What a webhook does is it allows you to take this piece of software and this piece of software and get them to talk to each other. Now, in code languages, this is called, doing what's called an API integration. So an API is where a piece of software has data points that other software can integrate with, and then you can send data back and forth. Zapier is a webhook that allows that process to happen. without having to know how to code. So if you need to hook stuff up, like I need to get certain spreadsheets updated, or I need alerts to put on my Slack channels, I need to know when somebody responds to a certain email or when somebody signs up for one of our lead generation systems. I want that dumped into our CRM, and then I need to go to a salesperson, and then I need to get these other alerts updated. You can do all of that through Zapier. It's amazing how you can connect things together to improve the workflow and efficiencies of what you're using software for. So it's pretty inexpensive to use, but well worth looking at. You'll be amazed when you get in there and look at their examples, what you can connect on with Zapier that will save you so much time. You can literally, and this is how cool it works, you could literally use a reminders app on your phone, and you can voice dictate to that reminders app the message, and then Zapier can go pull that reminders message off and then send it to a bunch of different sources based upon what keywords you said in it to help you improve your efficiency. Like it'll dump it onto your calendar, it can dump it into other messages, it can email people that information, you can put it on a spreadsheet, you can do other things with it. It's amazing what you can do with Zapier. And they keep making it more robust and a bigger back end than just a simple webhook as well. But well worth using, absolutely worth using and looking into. Another one is Toggl. Now, Toggl is a time management tool. It's really interesting to look at the idea of like billable hours. You can track your hours, track your employees' hours, and you can start to see where inefficiencies are in your time and how to make that your time more efficient. It's a really handy tool to just help you evaluate how's my time doing and can I be better managed? Can I manage my time better, basically? So that's a fun tool to use as well. Todoist is a good task management app that you can use. Most phones come with default task management apps on them, which is good. Todoist is another one. It's a popular one to use to help you in doing task management. Another one that I recommend you using that's a little more robust is known as OmniFocus. It uses what's called the GTD, or Getting Things Done method by David Allen. It is a really efficient way to help you to organize your time, but have a to-do list. Have a way to capture that information of what you've got to do so you don't have to focus on remembering it. And you can set reminders and make it easier for you to be more efficient at getting things done, especially on the follow-up. That's very, very important to have. Another one is Evernote. Now, Evernote's a tool that I don't think actually exists much anymore, but this idea of a tool that will scrape the internet for information and allow you to take notes is very handy. Instapaper is one that is still around that you can use to do this. Here's the thing: if you go through a lot of blog articles and news articles looking for information that would be great to improve the training of you and your staff, using one of these things like Evernote or Instapaper can help you to just capture all that information quickly and then give your employees access to it to further their education. Or use it to share notes and capture information from meetings. Really handy tools to use to help you improving your efficiency. Dropbox. So Dropbox is a file sharing. It's a cloud storage solution. If you have an Apple ID, you already have a cloud storage solution built into your ID for iCloud. Google and Google Drive is also that for your Google accounts as well. So any Gmail accounts, you have a Google Drive storage limit, and you can buy more when you do the Google Workspace. So Dropbox is another third-party tool. Box is another one that's a competitor. They're just online repositories for information. So if you need a place to store stuff and give people access to it, Dropbox is another option to help you with that. Number 18 on this list is Zoom. If you don't know what Zoom is or where you can use it in your business, you've probably been living under a rock for the last 5 years. Zoom is an online tool for video conferencing. There are other ones. Microsoft has one that they've built in their Teams. Google has one in Google Meet that they've built into their services as well. Zoom is a third-party standalone that you can use to do online meetings, for team meetings, for client meetings, for seminars and webinars and presentations and other stuff. It is a very handy tool. It integrates with other services, and is in today's online world, it's very invaluable to have a tool that you can pull people together and even do virtual meetings on. Grammarly is one that I absolutely recommend that you get, especially if you're doing content design, content writing, blog writing, building websites, social media content, other things like that where you're doing a lot of writing. Grammarly is a great way to help you deal with the challenges of writing. So if you got bad grades on English in your English classes through grade school, Grammarly will help you compensate for that. It's well worth getting. There's a free version that can just help you spell check and help you with your comma placements and other things. Then you do a paid version that can actually help you in writing better, like research papers or better copy and other things that integrates with AI to improve how you speak. So Grammarly is a great way to improve your content. And I absolutely recommend you have it to help you out. Last but not least, there's another service called IFTTT, and it means if this, then that. It's kind of a play on some basic programming ideas around logic. If this happens, then this. Very, very basic logic in computer programming. It's a competitor to Zapier. It is a webhook. It is a simple way to just connect pieces of software to get things to happen. And it's really handy to improve your productivity. Makes a big difference. So that's the whole list of 20 things to help you improving your productivity. Have you used any of these in your business, and do you find them valuable or not? Put it in the comments. Would love to get feedback on these. Or if you have other services that you use, put them in the comments so other people can learn from what you've experienced to help improve productivity for this year of 2026. So thanks, and we'll see you in the comments.